Everybody want to talk a little bit more about the NFL and all the controversy going on with that as far as people, as far as players not standing to attention when the anthem is played. And talking Trump, who wants to get in the middle of this thing because he has an axe to grind with the NFL, because back in the early 80s when he had the United States Football League and he sued him for because he thought that they were a monopoly, and he was awarded $1 in monetary damages. So he's trying to get even. He's trying to even the score. You know, Trump never lets anything die. So he's trying to even the score, and then he's trying to pull this, all this thing about patriotism into it, because that stimulates the people that support him. So this is all about Trump and his being an arrogant bastard like he usually is. But anyway, I got a solution. We all know this all boils down to money. You know, the issue is the NFL doesn't lose people showing up to the games over something this trivial, because Trump has made it such a big deal. And, you know, the players obviously, they have an issue they would like to make a statement about, and this is a great place to do a public forum where everybody shows up. So you have an opportunity to kind of get your message out there. Fine, that's what I think you should be able to do in the First Amendment. But now we're really getting stalemate, because the NFL is going to force these players to stand. And like Jerry Jones is trying to do. He says, hey, you got to stand for the national anthem or you're not going to play. Well, I got a message for Jerry Jones and all the other owners. And this is what I would say. I would say, you know what? If the players are going to stand and you're going to force them to stand, then pay them to stand for the national anthem. You know, you're paying them to play on the field, but you're not paying for them to stand for the national anthem. You need to pay these players to stand up and hold their hand over their heart and be attention at the national anthem. And I would say maybe a good place to start is maybe like $10,000 a player. I mean, you're paying them, you know, in the off time for not getting in trouble and being good citizens and everything like that. But you're not paying them not to play football. You're paying them only to play football. So if you're paying them in the off season to be good citizens, you need to pay them if you're directly asking them to do something affirmative, which is stand up and pay reverence to the flag. If you're going to ask them to do that, you're going to have to pay them. So I think a good place to start would be maybe like $10,000 a player. How about $10,000 a player? So I think there's, I did the math a little bit ago. Let me see if I can remember it. I think there's 53 players on a team. There's 31 teams, and I think they play a 16-team season. So that roughly ends up being around $270 million that I think that these owners should shell out to the players for standing up at the national anthem. So I think the owner should pay the players about $250 million for their time and for them to stand up and give reverence to the flag. I think they should pay them. That'll solve this issue. You know, if they're employees and they're part of their corporations and making money for the teams are making money from the people coming into the stands. And this is a big issue for the people attending the game, because asshole Trump made it a big issue. Fine, pay the players to stand up, pay them to stand up and put their hand over their heart. I'm sure they would do it. I would do it. Anybody would do it. I mean, that's the heart of the issue. It's all about money. You know, it's not about patriotism. I mean, standing up and being holding your hand over your heart during a flag isn't anything about patriotism. It has nothing to do with patriotism. How you react to the anthem being played. I mean, that's not patriotism. That's just one small little token. More than anything, what it is it's a peer thing, where people stand around, look at them, and says, well, I've never stood and said, you know what, if you didn't take your hat off, if you didn't take your sunglasses off, if you didn't hold your hand over the heart, I don't think you're Americans. I've seen people do this all the time at playing the national anthem. They play it all the time at high school football games. They play it all the time at college games. They play it all the time, even at wrestling matches that I've been to. I see a lot of people that don't stand there with their heart on their hand over their heart and pay attention like they're, you know, some sort of you know, I don't know what, SEAL team member or something like that. I don't know. I mean, they don't always do it, so you don't look at them any less for not doing it. This is a money issue. This is about money, and this is about Trump trying to energize the people that support him. That's all this is about. Then Trump being a shit ass and trying to cause trouble for the NFL. So NFL players, owners, the owners need to pay the players, pay them $260 million for the season, and then the players could take that money and do as they wish. And the guys like Colin Kaepernick want to, use that money to support causes of police brutality, or any other player has stuff that causes that they'd like to support. Don't do it during the national anthem. Hold your hand over your heart, pay attention, act patriotic, and then get the fucking money. Get the fucking money from these guys, and then do what they do to you. When you go out there and you put your blood, sweat, and tears in the football field, and you get your knee blown out, you get your back blown out, you get your you get all kinds of injuries, and what happens? You know who's making the money? The owners. The owners are making the money. The owners are making the money by you killing yourself on the field. So now let's let the owners pay for your time. Let the owners pay for you to stand there and be at attention to the flag. We'll see how quickly this becomes a non-issue, and the owners have to start paying players to stand there and be at attention. And this fucking asshole Jerry Jones, he's the first one who needs to open up his fucking wallet. Turncoat motherfucker. One day he's on his knee with the players, the next day he's buddying up, sucking up to his fuckhead friend Donald Trump, telling the players, if you don't want to stand at attention for this, then you don't get to play. Fuck you, Jones. Fuck you, Jones. Open up your fucking wallet and pay your players to stand there and be at attention to the flag. You know what? You need to be charged double, maybe triple. You turned this Dallas Cowboy football team from a few $100 million operation to a few $1 billion operation, and you don't think that, and then you're sitting there telling these players that if they don't stand at attention to the flag, you're not going to play them and ruin their careers. Fuck you, Jerry Jones. Fuck you, you fucking asshole.